Alright, hello NES block. We're back here. I'm back here myself as well. It's good to be doing things here once again. My name is janglestorm, and I figured I'd just throw in some Panic Restaurant for all of you. This is a run I actually did for AGDQ last year for the main event, but yeah, I figured I'd bring it back specifically for NES block. This is late era NES game from Taito. Pretty straightforward, almost arcade-esque platformer, but very fun with some good music. You'll hear it soon enough. And we're playing on the US version, which is actually different from the Japanese version, but I'll probably talk some more about it later. Anyway, so you may wonder what this story is about. It's the restaurant. Not yet. The time, yeah.
Sorry.
It starts at a specific moment. I forgot to point it out, but yeah. So there's food. And you know, sometimes food becomes sentient, as it is in this case, because we have this evil guy, Odove, who turns all the food, you know, sentient, and we have to go after him. And he's overtaking the restaurant. You know how that goes. It's another day in the office. If got walking chicken legs, you know, this is fine. So yeah, time is gonna be as soon as I gain control of my character, and that's gonna be in 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Alright, this chef, this is Cookie, by the way, and well, as I mentioned, we're gonna be defeating all kinds of food, running chicken legs, carrots, and so yeah, we got a couple of weapons here. We start off with this frying pan, which has a certain reach. We can pick up this spoon, which has a considerably bigger reach, which is really nice. And we're using this, hopefully also with this first boss fight. This is Popcorn Pete, who we have to hit a couple of times. We have to jump up and then attack in a certain moment. But it's a pretty quick fight, so there we go.
I was going to update the schedule. First stage.
It was a very quick first stage, yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a teaser of what's to come. So in between you have these slot machines, and you can use your points that you collect throughout the levels in order to gain extra lives and such. We don't really need it for the speedrun, and it's also just slower to do those anyway, so I'm just gonna continue on with the next level. And this is where stuff gets a little bit interesting, because some of the speed tech actually involves certain cycles that you may want to get. And it starts up with this level where I'm basically trying to get to this next room as quickly as possible. And as we get here, we want to make it onto a certain elevator, so we're going to see if we can get that. So, okay, this is where it gets a little bit laggy, but we can still make it if I get this. Let's see, and nice, I got it. That's a really quick cycle to make, so I'm really glad I got that. I basically have to make sure not to mess anything up. It's basically this global cycle, sort of. So, yeah, I'm really glad I got to show that off. Gonna make sure not to run into anything. The rest of the level is a little bit more of a breeze by comparison. I just have to avoid all these cycles, and there's apple slices. There's so much here. But so far so good. Just
better fall animation than Mega Man, and I will not take questions.
Yeah, it's a good fall animation for sure. Yeah, the chef here just knows how to drop like a champ. Alright, now it's time for Spin to Win, and we're gonna be invincible for a little bit, which is very handy for this little section here. Get some nice spinning animation. I've got these desserts here, this pudding that we're having to avoid. So sometimes if I try to attack, I try to jump and attack, because it makes me move still. Otherwise I'm just standing still and sailing from there, but okay, we got the next boss here. This is Microwave Mike, and we have to basically start whacking as soon as, yeah, he just bounces around the screen. And we got the chickens that we're also rescuing, I think. Although, apparently there's more chickens coming in than are coming out. So you may wonder, what is this about? Well, what is the mystery to this chicken thing here? We'll never know. Because now we're heading into, I like to think this is the breakfast room. For some reason the level titles are not entirely corresponding with the actual content of the level. But yeah, there's eggs and sausages, you know, jumping around, so there's that at least. Upcoming is another somewhat tight-ish cycle because we want to make it onto another elevator. So we're getting over here. Also, we're trying to ride these bubbles here. It's also global. Like if you're delaying it slightly, you may not be able to make that exact same cycle. But should be good here. Still gotta make sure to get over these conveyor belts. This one goes in the opposite direction, so we have to jump instead, but this should work and we're getting onto this just in time. So that's good news. Okay. So now we're just doing a little bit of a vertical climb. And onto this part. This is where we get introduced to these toasters, and these toasters can be a bit tricky, especially later on in this room. And I'm hoping to show how to do that somewhat quickly. Let's see if I can do that. At least there's a little bit of a sequence break here. You can do this and then get yourself up a little bit quicker, which is really nice. And then we're gonna hopefully deal with these toasters just like that, and that's basically the cycle that you want. Otherwise, they can give you a lot of trouble. You don't get a lot of iframes in this game, so you have to really watch out if you do get hit, because it can snowball pretty quickly from there. But so... some more boiling stuff here.
I do love me a toaster enemy.
Yeah. Toaster enemies, I mean, they don't mess around, that's for sure. Okay, we're about to get to the next boss fight. Still a couple more things to fight, and then I'm actually gonna grab this extra health here. But yeah, this is a shrimp boss. This is complete RNG, as you can see here. These things get thrown around quite randomly. It can go sideways really, but that was still pretty okay. Ideally, you would not want to get knocked off that platform, but you know, there's only so much you can do. It really depends on the frame that you enter that door, what kind of RNG you're gonna get, but yeah. But anyway, we're outside now, and we're gonna be fighting chairs, which is like one of those few non-food items that is somehow attacking you, so you gotta watch out for everything nowadays, right? So this level you have to climb a lot of chains here. There's some vertical sections here where you have to head up. Probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, I'm still fine, I think. At some point I want to have more health, especially leading into the next level, but we'll see how it goes really. Got these little thunderclouds here. If you just keep walking, you can just avoid them, so no big deal with that. These carrots, there's one carrot that can sometimes return, but typically doesn't. At least not in my experience, but it kind of depends how you approach that level, or this room, I guess. And we got some kebabs here. They're kebabbing for sure. They understand that this game has some gems, and they're here to fully accentuate that. There we go. Climbing up further, and I'm also trying to just grab these chains as soon as possible, really. Oh yeah, there's also these mini games. For instance, if you climb that specific chain up there, you will go into a certain mini game. Yeah, you can do that for additional points and such. There's one thing in the previous stage where you could technically, yeah, you can still finish that level pretty quickly. Although it really is RNG dependent on how that goes, really. So I personally don't tend to do that one, but all right. Let's see. This is a bit finicky. Because my health is not super low, I'm just going to see what happens. There's a burger bus coming up, and I'm going to see if I can try a quick kill here.
Berg.
Bird.
Delicious Berg.
Oh, damn. Okay.
That's fortunate.
Okay, I'm just going to... so you can time your jumps in a certain way and kind of head towards the middle of the sprite. And you can actually set it for a quick kill, and you don't take any knockback damage whatsoever. But I kind of missed it there, but it's a really cool thing to get. Okay, for this, I'm gonna take a death here since I need more than 1 HP to make progress here. This freezer stage is one of the tougher sections of the speedrun, I would say. There's some cool stuff that you can do here. So I'm grabbing this fork here. You can technically skip that if you're able to do this frame perfect timing where you just jump underneath it. But it really requires a slide tap, and I'm not really, I've never really been able to do that consistently, so I typically don't go for that. But if you check the world record, for instance, they tend to do it there, and it saves a little bit. But this still sets up for a pretty decent global cycle, because it's another cycle-dependent level. Everything that you do kind of influences what's happening later on with certain enemy patterns. So just gonna see what's gonna happen there. We've got these lifts that we can take. Spikes are insta-kill, by the way, so obviously we're not gonna try and jump into those pits there. But yeah, this is an interesting level for sure. Also with, there's a couple of other things that I'm hoping to show off soon, where you can despawn enemies, which helps a little bit with the lag, because this game tends to be lagging. But yeah, right there, I tried to despawn that one ice cone, or that one ice cream, which if you jump at the right height, it will actually happen, but I didn't get it there. Good news is I did actually get this plate here, and this plate is very handy for the upcoming boss fight, because I can do a somewhat quicker kill in that upcoming boss. If I do get hit, my weapon will get downgraded, so I basically have to watch out that, you know, I don't get hit. Okay, right here, these popsicles, this is definitely where you have certain global cycles where you want to make sure that you don't really mess up, because spikes and all that funny stuff. Oh, that was pretty close actually.
So imagine coming up with an enemy and you decide on murder popsicle.
Murder popsicle, yeah. I mean, if you want to have popsicles in video games, you know, you might as well give them that special touch. Anyway, so now I'm just tossing around these plates here, and as you can tell, this is a pretty quick kill. Like, I tried to finish that fight when Frozen Frida, as the enemy's name is called, as Frozen Frida is on the left side of the screen, that's where you want to do the final hit, basically, if you have the plate. And otherwise it takes a little bit longer, you have to kind of walk around a bit more and do hits. But it's really nice to have that plate.
Panic Restaurant Halloween game confirmed.
Yeah, this is the Happy Pumpkin right here. So we're in the basement right now, and this basement has waterfalls, which is, yeah, some sort of video game logic, I guess. Anyway, we also have pumpkins, and they're pretty happy, so, you know. Okay, time to spin once again. We're gonna try and go this top route just to hopefully negate some of the lag that's coming up, because, yeah, most of these enemies drop coins, and those coins also cause lag, which is basically why I picked them up.
A lot of lag here. Like, it's especially shmup game logic.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Like, hey, how many sprites do you want to deal with?
Yeah, there's so many sprites. Okay, I'm just gonna have to play it a little bit safer. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. These fries can, they're of course firing off these projectiles that you have to deal with. And anyway, now I'm just trying to drop down as quickly as possible to hopefully avoid all these fish. Sour ping, by the way. And we'll do a little swing, and we do another swing, and then we're heading through here. This is a pretty tight jump, actually. Gotta make sure not to delay that too much, or I might still fall down. This jump here is just to reset that pumpkin cycle there, so I can get past that a little bit quicker. We're getting close to the end. We just have to go here. Oh yeah, so you can technically make this jump, but those spikes are also insta-kill, and you can do this very slide tap and get past that, but it's like a super slide tap. It's so easy to overshoot that, so I typically don't go for that. Oh, that was a setup. Okay. See, this is where I can try and grab this. This is still where you can get knocked back into those spikes. You don't want that necessarily. But yeah, this brings us to our nemesis, Dove, once again. Legally distinct Waluigi. Who was first? You tell me. But yeah, we're basically facing off in this battle with flying frying pans, and it is pretty fancy looking. Mine is not looking so great, but we're heading up there anyway. So this is time for the final showdown. I'm gonna see if I can get a quick kill here. But anyway, it should be a pretty quick fight anyway. Time is, by the way, as soon as I lose control of my character, so that's gonna be pretty soon, I think. Let's find out. So throw here, here, here. Oh, I just missed that one. Okay, there's a couple of hits that I'm missing, but that's fine. I'm just gonna finish it up here then. Okay, get ready, and time.
Wait. GG.
Oh, there you go. That was actually one of my better marathon runs that I've had, actually. It's probably my best so far. Like, I haven't gotten that many. That's a 14-16? Nice. Yeah, I've almost never gotten the 14 in a marathon. This is one of the very few. So this one's super well. I love the cycle stuff went well, and Deathless too, I think. So yeah.
You did have the death at the start of the stage to replay.
Oh, there was a one intentional death. Yeah, it was close to Deathless. Yeah, I've almost forgot about that. But that was I mean, I would totally take that. So yeah, we saved the restaurant eaten the end, or something like that. So yeah, to go into detail, this is the US version. So there are differences with the Japanese version. One of them being that you get end credits at the end of the game. As far as I know, they're actually coded into the US version, but they're not used. So they're in there somewhere, I believe. But and also, on a Japanese version, this chef that you're playing is this very young fella without a mustache. And here we get this epic mustache, which, you know, is a pretty decent upgrade, I would say. It's very chef-like. And anyway, it does end us with this nice little gem. And yeah, that's the run, really. Thanks to NES Block for letting me do this run. This is always a fun game to show off, really. It's a fun speedrun, too. If you want to learn this, there's a couple of tutorials on speedrun.com that are put together by Sidetracked, who is a world record holder, which are really recommended. I recommend checking them out. And yeah, shouts to the community, and I might be back with something more. I'm gonna see. It's always fun to take part in NES Block, so I'm gonna think of something to do. So anyway, I'm signing off. Enjoy what's coming up, and I'll